Hello gems, Leah from Red Emerald Yoga. Today I'm here doing an unboxing of the Dia de los Muertos Oracle deck. I purchased this from magic.com and I will leave a link below in the description if you would like to purchase this after watching this. So let's see, this is a Blue Angel deck. This is by Kelly Sullivan Walden, and the artwork is by Emily K. Grieves de Reyes Contla. So let's see. Actually, don't need to use my knife. That was pretty easy to open. Okay. So we have the plastic packaging trying to peek in there. So this is the box. It is embossed, so if you are a tactile person, you will get some tactile pleasure when you go to open this box. It's slightly raised, not too much, but it does feel good in the hands. The same with the sides. I don't know if you can see that on camera. Yeah, but you can see some of the gloss embossing there. So this is a deck. It says, soul-affirming guidance from beyond. On the Day of the Dead, the veils thin, and the departed return in a celebration of life. Tune in to this rich and festive tradition to connect with your loved ones and alchemize heartache into cherished wisdom. Okay, I'm going to botch this name. Painted in Teotihuacán, Mexico, the vivid imagery of this oracle offers a wealth of symbolism alongside inspirational messages and practices for honoring and communing with your ancestors. Shuffle the deck, choose a card, and welcome angels, saints, memories, music, meaning, and spirit into your heart, home, readings, and meditations. Weave possibility, support, and purpose throughout your world with the mystical threads of Dia de los Muertos. I'm going to give you a little sneak preview of what's to come. And these are embossed on the back, so that might be a little bit glary. Trying to get it to focus. Okay. All right. I do like that it has the thumbprint here. It makes it a little bit easier when you go to open the deck, the box. Okay, and I do like that. It's a really nice touch here with this little decoration. But yeah, it's like a faded antique look. So we have our little package insert and then just a very simple black liner on the inside. Same with the bottom. The book is really pretty. So this is not a book that's in color. So this says, my deepest gratitude goes to the Mexican people I've come to know and love for embracing me in their sacred wisdom. I bow at the feet of these magnificent friends, my family by choice, Emily, Victor, Alberto, Veronica, Lee, me, Jeannie, and Rico. I thank them from the depths of my soul for generously sharing their stories about this most sacred tradition. I believe this wisdom touches a place in the heart of the world where we are all connected and in need of healing, whether in body or without. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Kelly Sullivan Walden. Okay. So we have an introduction, how she came to write this deck, which I will go through on my own. how to work with the deck, how to consecrate your cards, how to select cards. If you're a beginner, you can go through that. If you are an experienced card reader, then you probably have your own methods. It does give you a meditation and a mantra. And then, let's see, we have some layouts. We have the daily, like card of the day, the 3-card spread, the typical past, present, future, or issue, resolution, and outcome. And then it gets into the meanings. Okay, it tells us a little bit about the author in the back and about the artist. And then it goes into some of Blue Angel Publishing's other decks. And it gives you a little spot in there for notes if you'd like to take notes in your book. You can put like your own interpretations or your own thoughts and impressions. Okay. And this is how the cards come. It's pretty loose, so this should just slide right off. Okay. Okay. Oh, look, I kind of match. I didn't even plan that. Okay, so this is the card back. Still a little bit bright. Let me see. So let's take a look at the cutting. Cutting is pretty good. Yeah, I like the cutting. There's no sharp edges. There is like a little piece of something right here, but I think that's just paper. We'll find out right now. It's got like a little something stuck on it. That does not want to come off. Okay, so that's the only little thing it looks like. Okay, so let's get into these cards. The cards are a little bit like, they're very buttery. It's kind of like slippery, but yeah, they kind of glide. This is my first deck that's felt like this. This is a new sensation for me. You'll have to forgive me while I'm reveling in this buttery feel. Okay. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Nacho Libre, but when I was learning how to surf, and there's the guy El Skeletto, that's what they said I sounded like when I was screaming. If you do video readings, these cards are nice because they don't have an extreme amount of glare to them. Or if you're doing readings outside, like at events, they won't really glare in the sun, which is nice. I'm going to see if I can get it to, yeah, see there's just like a little bit of sheen that comes up, but it's really not too bad. I was struggling with my light because I really wanted the saturation of the back to come through so you could see what the color looked like. Okay, so 44. I guess I could have just looked at the card, but there's 44 cards in this deck. And then I like how it gives you the name, and then it tells you, like, Arbol de la Vida, stand tall, knowing you are rooted to infinity, integrating heaven on earth. I'm going to just go to that card. Okay, so that's this one. And then it tells you, like a little saying or quote or something. He who gets close to a good tree will find a nice shade for shelter. And then it goes into the meaning. I wonder if it does that for all of them. Let's see. Yeah, I like when they do stuff like that. So I live in a pretty ethnic area. I'm somewhat familiar with the stories and the lore of what's written on the cards, but I'm not familiar with all of them. So it'll be nice to get to understand a little bit more. I'm actually half Mexican, but we never really got into celebrating the Day of the Dead in my family. Yeah, it'll be, I like to learn about all of this stuff. Actually, my husband's family celebrates this more. So yeah, that'll be really interesting to learn and understand some of his family members a little bit better and what they believe. Let's pull a card. Let's see. Let's go to the book. Okay, so I'm going to read this. According to the tradition surrounding Dia de los Muertos, there are 3 deaths: when the heart stops and the body ceases to function, when the body is lowered into the ground, returned to Madre Tierra, Mother Earth, or Pachamama, when a person is forgotten, the most definitive of them all. The traditions of Dia de los Muertos are dedicated to remembering our departed beloveds so they won't experience the 3rd death. This tradition blends the pre-Hispanic customs of festivals celebrating departed loved ones with All Saints and All Souls Day, Catholic holidays introduced by the Spanish invaders. Dia de los Muertos is one of the last remaining traditions that honor our ancestors by welcoming their spirits home for a night or 2 or 3. It's a festive yet somber occasion celebrated between midnight on October 31st to November 3rd in Mexico and other Latin American countries. November 1st is Dia de los Inocentes, I think I said that right, Day of the Innocent Ones, or Dia de los Angelitos, Day of Little Angels, a day to honor deceased children. It is also All Saints' Day. November 2nd is Dia de los Muertos, All Souls' Day, or Day of the Dead. Some individuals, families, and communities visit cemeteries to host picnics on or near the grave of their beloveds. Others may build home ofrendas, altars adorned with photos, flowers, candles, and the deceased's favorite possessions. During this celebration, memories, food, music, and drinks are shared as reminders of departed loved ones. Okay. Okay, so it says how to work with this deck. So she invites you to imagine a loved one on the other side. With each card you pull, your loved one is sending a direct message. Sense them whisking you behind the curtains of the play of life to the cosmic realm, where all answers are revealed, all masks are removed, and every one of your soul wishes and desires is satiated. Okay. Okay, so I am going to ask this question right here. What does my departed loved one want me to know right now? And I don't know about you, but I am not a stranger to strange things happening after people are departed. I will just leave it at that. So I am going to cleanse this deck with an incense. Let me light it in my candle. Okay, this jar is getting hot. Okay. I wasn't planning on using this deck yet, but I really feel drawn to do so, so I might as well. These cards are kind of moving all over the place because of that buttery coating to it. And since I have not really familiarized myself with this deck, I'm not going to read this deck with reversals. right now. I usually end up reading oracle cards with reversals eventually, but there are a few decks that I don't. I want to see how this shuffles, so debating on. It's always awkward trying to shuffle it without getting any reversals in there. These are pretty easy to shuffle. I do like the cardstock. It seems like it's pretty thick. I don't know how well the coating will hold up, but it seems like it's pretty durable. I've never had a deck this buttery, but I'm assuming that it'll hold up. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it goes. They do feel pretty good in the hands because the cardstock is thick and it's new. It does kind of dig in right here just a little bit, but that could be because I have small hands. It's not something that's overly uncomfortable. It's just a little bit noticeable, so just putting that out there. Just letting you know my impressions of this deck right now. I'm just trying to get these all mixed up. When I do this overhand, they just kind of want to just all slide out. They're not really separating very well like that. Let's see how it goes this way. That makes me nervous. I think I'll go back to the other way. All right, so now I'm going to focus on my question. I'm going to think of a specific person and ask, what does that person want me to know? Okay, so let's see what comes up for ofrenda and see how accurate I believe that this is for the person I chose to do this reading on. Let's see. Just kind of wanted to stay. Okay, so you can see the card. All right, ofrenda. See, taste, touch, and feel your devotion. Death is our companion, our guide, our advisor. We look to her when we need a reminder of who and what is important in our life. What stories will your family tell about you when it comes time to place your photograph on the ofrenda? Grace Alvarez Sesma. Okay, so the person that I chose, this hits home big time. The message is, beloved, please know that the most challenging part of leaving the earth plane was knowing it would cause you pain. I pray that you will one day awaken to discover that although my physical being is no longer with you, my spirit, my soul, the true me is and always will be. I honor your grieving process and look forward to the day you accept the formless version of me as a valuable and viable ally. The best I can offer you at this moment is the hope that as you endeavor to resonate closer to my wavelength, we will resume communication, albeit in a new way. Just as you cherish special memories with me, I cherish those too, and carry them with me on my invisible soul altar. In the non-physical world, the memories become more vivid over time and create a parallel reality, as alive as you are. It is appropriate to feel untethered during this time of loss. However, you don't have to carry this heaviness with you for the rest of your life. When you place a photograph of me or a physical item that was mine on your ofrenda, it gives your grief a place outside your body to honor me. When you create an altar, you'll discover it can alter your perception in a most magical way. Ofrendas, which means offering, are altars that come in all shapes and sizes. In a city apartment, an ofrenda might be very small. In the village, it might be enormous, with a huge table creaking under the weight of fruit and sugar cane, with designs of marigold petals and guavas on the floor, stretching into the corners of the room. Ofrendas are also made in public spaces, such as schools, churchyards, parks, and museums. The entire Zocalo in Mexico City's historic center becomes a mega ofrenda at the end of October. An ofrenda might be dedicated to specific people, making it more personal, to ancestry in general, or to celebrities or historic figures. An ofrenda made in the Mexica Aztec indigenous tradition will often be made outdoors, on the ground, with 4 distinct quadrants that honor the directions. Whether simple or elaborate, the ofrendas have levels of symbolism representing the underworld, the material world, and heaven. An ofrenda may be lined with papel picado, punched paper, scattered with marigold petals, candles, copal, sugar skulls, and sweet egg bread, known as bread of the dead. On the most outward-facing layer are the photos of ancestors, food, drink, and cherished possessions of departed loved ones. Creating and tending to the ofrenda is a way to assuage the heartache felt in the wake of a loved one's passing. The Aztecs believed that to create was to connect with the gods. Express your creative soul when making your ofrenda and honoring your departed beloveds. There's a mantra. My altered perspective allows me to remember my departed beloved and transform my sorrow into a work of heart. That's heart with an H, not A-R-T. Into a work of heart. Okay, so I do feel like this card definitely fits the situation and the relationship that I had with this person. I feel like it fits with the way that this person would have more than likely felt that they were honored or not honored. The only thing that I can say that I do not like about this deck is this little thing on the side. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's like, I think it's the red from this paint here, or maybe this, it's like, I want it off, but I don't want to mess up the card. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, it was like a plastic coating, like kind of. Yes, okay. It's off. So I have nothing, I have no complaints about the deck. I would say that the person that I inquired about, that this card is very spot on. The circumstances surrounding the death and the person's funeral, that this is completely spot on. So I'm actually going to leave this card out, and I will make a small little ofrenda for this person. I think it's beautiful. I like the artwork. I like the colors. I'm really in love with this buttery feel. It's going to take me some time to get used to. It's just very different. It's not bad in any way, except for the overhand shuffling. If you're an overhand shuffling with these large Oracle cards, then I don't know if that's just me, but for me, they kind of are a little slippery and they just kind of jump around. But that's not my preferred method of shuffling anyway. So I do like this deck. I do recommend it. And there will be a link below in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye.